I was invited to create this cabinet for the first ever auction of contemporary British crafts at Sotheby's. I already had high-level woodworking skills 2 decades before this unique invitation, but I built this cabinet using low-cost tools. It may surprise you. Well, today I'm showing you how that same fresh thinking allows a £20 hand plane to match a £300 one. Watch the video to the end to see my equally low-cost simple hack. A hand plane is an old-fashioned complex tool with all its different parts and adjusters. I'll look at these in a moment. Apart from maintaining a razor-sharp edge to the blade, which should be honed more frequently than you think, what is the most important feature? Well, it needs to be heavy to avoid vibration or blade chattering that results from using a really cheap plane. If you are a beginner at woodworking, a hand plane is just one of many tools you'll need, so it immediately becomes an expensive pursuit. Now, when I started as a self-employed designer maker back in the 1970s, I couldn't even get a £50 bank loan. I had to be inventive with my limited resources, and this is reflected in my designs. Why is a hand plane so complicated? Let's take one apart, and please don't skip this, even if you are an experienced woodworker. A plane blade is basically a chisel held in a jig at a set angle. The backing iron with its arched lip causes the shaving to break up. Without it, the blade acts like a wedge and just gets stuck in the wood. Its hooked and tapered tip ensures pressure so that shavings don't jam between the two parts, and gives rigidity to the blade to minimize the chattering. Now, the blade has got 2 fine adjustments: the rotating wheel for depth, that's protruding or withdrawing the blade, and the lever for parallel alignment to the sole. On expensive planes, these are easier to use, but once a budget plane is set by trial and error, it shouldn't need further adjustment. Remember, as a beginner, take finer shavings. Less material resistance means more user control. And it's also wise to use a soft, forgiving wood. Now, let's look at the cheapest plane I could find online. In fact, I found 2, and one of them is ridiculously cheap. These planes work like a spoke shave with minimal components and adjusters, but they are lightweight and prone to blade chatter. Now, it's important to take time setting up the plane, using the shadow of the protruding blade when upturned against the light, and it's trial and error getting the plane to take off a fine shaving. But once it's set up and everything is really tight, it should stay fixed. Now, here's the cheap and simple hack. I decided to add weight by using car body filler and something else from an unlikely source. Watch my video about the Winchester rifle, and yes, you've got it, lead airgun pellets. By sprinkling them in masked off areas, you can add car body filler or even clear polyester resin, both cheaply available online. And of course, the advantage is it spreads the weight across the whole plane body. Now, whether you're using a cheap or expensive plane, you should hone the blade every 20 minutes or so. And one of the reasons hand planes can be expensive is that the steel is better quality and the castings will not warp, or should not warp. But then I've never had a problem with a plane not being perfectly flat, and I don't use a micrometer in my woodworking workshop. Well, nobody at Sotheby's or other major exhibitions I participated in asked what tools I used. The furniture was judged in the flesh. Well, this was an experiment that I had a hunch would work, and the extra weight has made a difference to these cheap planes. Weight is also a feel-good factor that more expensive planes offer. Now, the very cheap pressed steel one, it's really just a DIY plane for occasional use, but it does its job and the truth is I could have created my Sotheby's cabinet with it. My cabinet is a radical departure from traditional cabinet construction back in 1980 because of tools like the router. Now, I hope I've demonstrated that with careful setting up and keeping the blade razor sharp and taking off fine shavings, these cheap planes should not be dismissed as junk. Of course, it's nice to own expensive high-quality tools, but not everyone can afford them, especially when first setting up. And of course, there are different size planes for different tasks. I have a wonderful collection of hand planes over the years. Now, given the complexity and the number of different parts in a traditional metal plane and how difficult it is to set up and fine-tune, I'm really amazed there are no radical redesigns out there. Well, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Please take a look at my videos challenging the myths around cheap power tools. They would not survive in this overcrowded marketplace. Speaking of which, if you like this video and my approach, please help this channel and subscribe and engage in my enlightened woodworking. Thanks for watching.